right. So in this very short video, I'm going to do a quick rundown of the transform tools. These are the ones that we looked at on Wednesday of this week. All right, so bear in mind that your Illustrator may look a little different from mine, but you absolutely have these transform tools. They may be in a slightly different place, but that's fine. So I've got my 5x5, and I'm going to set some colors. Let me start by, I'll just draw this little object that I will then go ahead and change. All right, I'll make it no stroke. Okay, so let's begin with, I'm going to group these together. So let's begin with the scale tool. Now, these transformational tools have two parts to them. The part where you set where you want it to transform from, and then the part where you transform. What do I mean when I say that? I'll show you. If I get the scale tool, you'll notice that the first part of the tool is this little crosshair. So I want this box to get bigger from this point. So it's going to scale up and this way, up and this way. So I choose this point, and I'm going to put my finger on the Option key as I do it. And I think you can see that little dash line. That's the computer's way of acknowledging that I have my finger on the Option key. It's the Alt key on a PC. So I click, and these are my scale options. Now there's nothing stopping me from just grabbing the thing and pulling it with my finger on the Shift key. But if I want something more precise, this is what I'm going to do. So let's say a uniform scale of 200%. Strokes and effects, if this was a stroked object, I would want this to be clicked on, because if it's a 2-point stroke at 100%, I want it to be a 4-point stroke at 200%. I want things to scale up. There's no stroke right now on this image, so I won't do it. So I'll hit OK, and you can see there it is, and it scaled itself right up off the pasteboard. It's okay, I can grab it down. So let me try that again, and this time I'll add a 2-point stroke. So I'm going to finger on the Shift key, I'm going to scale this down. All right, where are we? So it's a 2-point stroke on this square. Let me do it again. Finger on the Option key, click. If I don't say Scale, Stroke, and Effects, and it's a uniform 200%, so if you look at this, you'll notice it's still a 2-point stroke. Let me undo it, and I'll do it again. Again, I'm going to set, I want things to scale from this corner up, finger on the Option key, and I'll make sure that this is scaled. And this time I'll do it 300% so you can see what's going on. So you can see 300 times 2, or 3 times 2, 3 times bigger, it's a 6-point scale now. And so everything has scaled in proportion, including the stroke. It's just something to be aware of if it's a stroked object that you're playing with. All right? All right, let's move on. Let's do the rotate tool. And again, when I grab the rotate tool, it's a 2-part tool. The machine has to know, what do you want to rotate this object around? Think of it like a bicycle wheel with a hub in the center. I have to choose the hub. So I'm going to do Command R. I'm going to grab some guides. These are non-printing guides. They won't print out if you print the object out. But I'm going to set that crosshair right in the center. This time, the first time, I'll do it without the Option key. I click, and the tool is transformed into this little arrow. So I can come out here. I'm going to rotate around this hub. So I'm going to go to the outermost point of the arrow. And as you can see, it's using the hub as its rotation point. But if I wanted to be more precise, I could use my Option key again. Here's my crosshair, putting my finger on the Option key to get my little informational. And when I click this time, I can get very fussy. I can do it, if I know what I want, I can do it at 45 degrees, for example. And here's the copy button down here, so that if I wanted 2 of them, I could do that. And now if I hit Command D for duplicate, it'll just keep doing what it's doing. All right, so that's the rotate tool. Moving on to the reflect tool. So let's say I have this guide and I want this to be like the butterfly. I want this to be symmetrical. I'm going to come on in. Now, there's two ways to do it. I'm going to set my guide right there. I am going to put my finger on the shift key and my finger on the option key. Shift to give me a straight side to side pull. Option to make a duplicate copy. And I pull. Now you saw it go like this. It's constraining to either a horizontal or a vertical. So if I do it a little, it goes like this. And if I do it a lot, it goes like that. You can see the smart guide telling me it's at -90 degrees and I let go. That's one way to do it. The second way to do it, come on over here. Again, finger on the option key. And this time I have a little bit more control. I want to do a vertical. And this time I'm going to make a copy. Let's do it again. I want to do it horizontally across the horizontal plane. And again, I'll make a copy. All right. I'm going to skip over the shear tool. I don't really feel like it is helpful right now. We can go back to it if you feel like you need it. I want to keep the video nice and short. All right.